Keine selbst so schwer sie sind, die Steine, sie tanzen mit den.
Good morning and welcome back to day 278 of our 365 days of Bible study. Today we are continuing to look at the Jesus story from St. Mark's Gospel, those parts of it, which is all of it, more or less, shared by Matthew and Luke. Today we are visiting with Jesus the Capernaum synagogue, and then after synagogue they go back to Peter's mother-in-law's house, and we see Jesus' first healing miracle. So here we are, Mark chapter 1, verses 21 to 31. So they came to Capernaum, and right away on the Sabbath Jesus went into the synagogue and started to teach. They were astonished at his teaching because he taught convincingly, unlike the scribes. Right there in their synagogue, there was a man with an unclean spirit shouting, "What have you come here for, Jesus of Nazareth? Are you here to destroy us? I know who you are, you're God's Holy One." Jesus ordered the spirit, "Shut up and come out of that man." The unclean spirit threw him over, and shouting loudly it came out of him. Everyone was astonished, and they all asked each other, "What exactly is this? Is it a new teaching? He can even command unclean spirits, and they obey him." And the news about him was spreading swiftly all around the Galilee district. Then, right from the synagogue, he went into Simon and Andrew's house with James and John. Simon's mother-in-law was lying down at the side of the room, ill with a high temperature. They told Jesus about her straight away. So he went over, took her hand, and sat her up. The fever left her, and she served them. There is little sophistication in Mark's telling of the healing of the mentally disturbed man in the synagogue. He just tells it straight, with no theological interpretation. Jesus starts to teach, obviously recognized as an authority already, and addressed elsewhere in chapter 12 as teacher, and his expertise is recognized. But he is soon interrupted by a man with what Mark calls an unclean spirit. Now, this is a Jewish expression used to describe what others might call demons or satanic agents of evil. This is a story showing Christ as more powerful than the powers of darkness. He can even command the evil spirits, and they obey him. With our modern minds, we might be tempted to dismiss this story as a bit of ancient superstition. But we have to understand that 2,000 years ago, they had little understanding of the underlying causes of mental illness. And this was their best explanation, the best explanation available to them at the time. The story of what happened next in Simon's house almost certainly comes from the mouth of Simon, that's St. Peter, himself, and appears to be told from his point of view. In his healing miracles, of which this is his first, and actually his least difficult, it is the finger of God, reaching out to the sick or to the disabled person, not pointing at them to tell them that their illness is a punishment for their sin, as most people then would have believed, but as a sign that God's will for them is to be alive and well and at the service of others. That's why Jesus often concludes a healing with the words, "Your sins are forgiven." Because the miracles are associated with the power of God, they do not excuse us from taking care of our health and neglecting to use the skills of the health service. Physicians too are agents of God's healing and should be recognized as such. The more humans know about the workings of the body, the more we are able to help ourselves, and that is no bad thing. But even today we happily use the word miracle when we are surprised at the speed and effectiveness of someone's recovery, and we should be vocally grateful for that. Well, now, tomorrow we see that Jesus is beginning to get a name for himself as a healer. But being a celebrity brings with it certain problems to do with how the crowds see him. And by the time we get to chapter 3, also to see how his family see him, which comes as a bit of a surprise. I'll be happy to see you tomorrow.